All right, friends, it's T-Man. I'm back with a new video. It's Michelle, Team Blaha Experience. Michelle's back at Team Blaha again for the more of the failure, the experience of failing. Yes, man. So I'm gonna do a reaction video to Jason Blaha, the gym lifting, recruiting, gear fitness slave, who recruits slaves to lift for him. All right, let's react to this video. Blaha says, Team Blaha client Michelle, part 89. She's back, bro.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and yes, client vlogs are back. Return of Michelle. Michelle is back on team.
She really must hate herself to be returning back as a client on Team Blaha.
Blaha, we are in prep for getting her ready for
Wait, does she even know she's a client of Team Blaha? That's a good question.
Any competition. I am obviously not doing her diet and posing, but I am doing her training again. We need to get some strength.
Oh, so Blaha's doing her training again, training to failure, to fail, training to fail.
Strength and muscle back on her upper body. We got some muscle to regain here.
Oh man, I just love this when these people, like these fake gurus like Blaha, we're going to put muscle back on her upper body. You're not putting any muscle on that upper body, dude. All right? Muscle has an M&D size limit. There ain't no muscle going anywhere on her. She hasn't put on muscle since she started on Team Blaha, and she hasn't put on any muscle ever since she's come back to Team Blaha.
So we're going to go ahead
and you know what? I have news for her. She's never going to gain any muscle, and she's always going to look the same. The only thing she can gain is weight. That's it, weight. And weight is not muscle. Okay?
This flowing. So if you guys can see, I'm just going to put footage through here, talk a little bit about the training. I'm going to do 2 vlogs a week for her because
I mean, didn't she do like 45-pound plates before, like benching 45? Ah, she's doing reps now. Look, with 25. Ah, before she could only do like 1 rep with like I think it was like a 45-pound plate. She was able to do like 1 rep or something. I don't know. But whatever, maybe it was 35, 45, I don't know. But anyway, so she's repping out 25 pounds here. That is very minimal. I mean, minimal. How is that enough to cause any damage to the myofibulars in her chest? I don't think so. It's so minimal. That must mean that she has so little amount of muscle on her body to just be benching 25 pounds. Compared to males, man, I know males teenagers come in, they can bench press 2 45-pound plates on each side. All right? And at some point, if they keep just coming to the gym, they can literally bench 315. That is the majority of a good majority of people that come to the gym. Males can bench 315.
We do a 6-day upper lower split. I know people would be like, Jason, that's ridiculous. Most of your clients don't do that kind of volume. But she does, and we do this for a lot of reasons because she needs it for conditioning. She needs it for her psychological health. Because again, she's crazy in a good way, and again, she needs it just for her sanity.
If you want to Airbnb your home,
needs it for her sanity.
A good way, and again, she needs it just for her sanity. She needs it for
her sanity. Crazy in a good way. You need this for your sanity. Why is she insane? Look at those tattoos, man. Mike, what's going on here?
Or what she does. She also, remember, comes from a fighting background. She has a very, very high...
A fighting background. Man, this could be like daddy issues. You know, they say that these women they're ruined, they're destroyed. Any woman that smokes, drinks, or does like tattoos on her body is completely destroyed.
Degree of conditioning, and again, she also has a situation where her doctors like her exercising.
Why does she want to be like a man? The good question is, why do women want to be like men? Why are they doing men things? It's crazy. This isn't feminine.
Much as possible. It's actually good for her in her personal situation to try to get in and train for a couple of hours every single day.
Train for what exactly? So she gets good at lifting these weights so she can masculinize herself? Is that it? She's not building any muscle. Weights don't build muscles.
So she tends to do cardio on top of all of this. So what we are doing here, just highlighting a few of the lifts. So her first upper, we do a little bit heavier benching. So we start at around the 5 rep range. And we end up doing around 5s for the bench press. So you guys will notice it's almost power building still. So
5 power building? You don't build anything in the gym. What are you talking about?
we start the week heavy and then we get lighter as we go. So we do her big 3 at around the 5 to.
Do you know what nuclei do? Again, man, do I have to explain this? They synthesize protein. But here's the question. But here's the problem. Without a sufficient amount of these nuclei, no matter how much protein you eat, you're not synthesizing any protein. You're turning over protein. Lifting in the gym, you're breaking down, rebuilding. You're just breaking down a lot faster, a lot more, and then rebuilding it up because now you're going to go home and eat like crazy. That's all you're doing. You're wasting your time here. This is ridiculous.
6 rep range right now.
I think people have better things to do. Maybe go to work. Maybe she should get a job and get paid to lift boxes. She'd do a lot better there because it's just a waste of time. At least she'll be making money.
So we bench press, and then of course she does incline, she does pull-ups, she does some shoulders. You saw the upright rows right here. You see her doing her skull crushers. So what we are doing with that, I have her.
Yes, beautiful exercise for accelerated aging of poor Michelle is accelerated aging here. Oh my gosh.
Rotating through and doing about.
This is really sad. A good majority, 95% of the people in gyms, they do this. Just keep lifting to accelerate aging. Yes, to look older, have an old face, look old. Who want? Man, sex is associated with youth. You want to stay as young as possible. Look as young as you can.
6 sets for chest, 6 sets for lats, and then we do 3 sets for shoulders, triceps, biceps. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That is on day 1. Now keep in mind that's a lot of volume. So it ends up being.
Yeah, that's a lot of volume. She's trained. What's a unique feature of trained people? Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. What's a unique feature of untrained people? They get stiff and sore the next day due to what? Muscle damage. What activates the satellite cell to proliferate, differentiate, and donate its nuclei? Muscle damage. So what's trained muscles associated with? Well, endurance, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. What's a unique feature of untrained muscles? They get stiff and sore due to what? Muscle damage the next day. Isn't that interesting, man? Yeah. What's Michelle getting?
Being about 18 sets total. So we end up doing.
I know she's building her arms because Blaha has massive arms. He's teaching her how to get massive arms too, like him.
Say for chest and back about 18 sets through the week. Okay, because we do 6 and 6. Shoulders and arms.
We're doing 6 and 6, 5 and 5. We're doing it throughout the week. Does it really matter? If science is telling you that untrained, unfamiliar, and unaccustomed exercises is what gets this damage, which will further that domain, then what does this matter? 6 by 6, 5 by 5. We're going all week. We're training. We're doing high volume.
They're only about 9 sets of direct work.
Yeah,
and the reason for that is because those things get worked on all these big compound movements, pull-ups, bench pressing, overhead pressing, all this stuff.
Look,
right?
She isn't a power lift. She does do some like lifting, like you say power lifting. She's doing bodybuilding, but bodybuilding is not based on being an endurance lifter in a gym. Bodybuilding is about building your body. So you need to move for unaccustomed, unfamiliar, untrained episodes in the gym. You understand me? Plus, if you do get this damage, your muscle has to go through a repair and a remodeling. That takes quite a long time, man. It's very specific bodybuilding. This is not bodybuilding. This is body destruction, I call it. Body accelerated aging and destruction. That's what Blaha does. He's just destroying himself. He doesn't know anything about bodybuilding. People are too stupid to understand bodybuilding. He needs to go back to fucking stupid powerlifting and stay there forever, destroy himself, because he doesn't know anything about bodybuilding. And I'm going to tell you right now, the people that go to gyms, 99% of the people in this day and age, I'm not talking about when I was growing up. I'm talking about the new people. 99% of you are so dumb. You don't know anything about bodybuilding, what bodybuilding's about. It's not about body destruction. It's about bodybuilding.
So because of all of that, we do all of those sets. We only do about 9 sets a day.
Yes. Body destroy. Destroy my body by wearing out my joints and everything else, just destroying myself slowly.
Work through the week, so we do 3 on each of those upper body days.
Look, I can't say that in real bodybuilding there's some destroying, but we're not really destroying. Maybe you could call it that. We are damaging muscles for sure, but on a very microscopic level. That's all we're doing, and then we're rebuilding those microscopic injuries. You understand me? That's all we're doing in bodybuilding. Our focus is to cause micro injuries to the muscle fiber. Listen to the word micro injuries to the, so we can activate the satellite cell. That's all our focus is on in bodybuilding. Our whole goal, that's our whole goal. Everything else is inconsequential. We're not there to be endurance athletes or get better at lifting a heavy weight or anything like that. Eventually, we'll all lift heavy weights. We won't have to come back and practice at lifting anything anymore. That's the whole idea. But this is failure. And failing again and again and over again.
She does abs every single one of these days. I let her, as you guys remember from the old vlogs, Michelle picks her own ab work. I do not pick her abdominal work for her. I let her just kind of pick it as she goes because she is also a personal trainer.
She is also a personal trainer, and you're her trainer? What does she need you for then if she's a personal trainer? None of this makes sense, man. Come on.
I like to give her a little bit of freedom in her training because I can be pretty...
Look, man, I'm a personal trainer too as well, okay? I have an international training certificate, and it's garbage. Why would I ever use it?
rigid with her big lifts, right? We can be pretty rigid with the big lifts in the programming, and so to give her, to let her feel like she has, you know, some control with what she is doing in the weight room, I let her pick her entire ab routine, right? All of her abs at the end. She does abs every single day, and she does a lot of different stuff. I'll throw them in the vlogs. All right, we got her back under the barbell, doing some nice deep back squats, ass to grass squats, because again, we need the glutes to come up because she's got to do bikini. Glutes are absolutely critical for that. So again, we got
she'll do one set and then she'll move to another exercise. Great.
to build that butt. She hasn't squatted in months. While she was away from Team Blaha, she was not doing back squats. So she messaged me, of course, as soon as she got
this MLB season
of squatting. I miss squatting so much. And that's how I reminded her. I'm like, Michelle, you may be
She loves squatting. Nobody loves squatting. What are you talking about? Nobody loves lifting in the gym. This is ridiculous. Nobody does, really. If they're telling you they do, they're lying, man. That's not true. I don't believe that at all whatsoever. They like the results if they get good results, but they don't like going through the whole thing. Trust me, they don't.
competitor now, but powerlifting.
If somebody says they do, they really, man, I don't know. They must have some kind of, there's something going on mentally there. I don't know. Disconnect. Nobody likes physical labor. That's why they developed this world, so that the people on top make the slaves at the bottom work for them. Get it? Because they don't want to labor, because nobody wants to labor, because it's stressful. Nobody likes stress. It's stressful.
Always bleed in your blood. You know, just like when you guys see her do some of the ab stuff she does from her boxing days, boxing will always be in her blood, you know? So she's been a boxer, she's been a powerlifter, she's competed.
Oh, she's been a boxer. Anybody can box, man. Put on a bunch of gloves and start punching a bag. There you go, you're a boxer. All right, you want to lift a weight? Okay, go to the gym and lift some weights.
All these things.
Jeepers.
Right? Those are going to be in her blood. She's always got to, we're going to incorporate those things because it's a part of her history, part of who she is.
Yeah.
Then we do some deadlifts. Same thing. She hasn't deadlifted really in a while. So she has, but it's been really, really light. So we need to build this back up. Now, we may not have her doing.
Again, it's really, really, really light. We have to get her. We have to help her we have to get her to bring it back up. Where did it go? Where did it go? Because it was fake. Get it? Fake strength that went away. If it was based on myofibrillar strength, then it would have stayed. But it isn't, because she's never built anything. She built agaga, anada, aziro, like everybody else in the gym. They were building fake stuff. It just, man, whatever.
Pulling 315 again anytime soon. But we're going to do some rep work.
Yeah.
So the lower body day, same idea.
Yeah, we're gonna do some rep work. This is where the body starts adapting to lifting weights. It's already adapted to the damage. There's no more damage because it's protecting itself from any more damage.
Working around the 5 to 6 rep range with an AMRAP in there. On the squats, then on the deadlifts, and then we do leg press, glute ham raises, calves. Okay,
yeah.
So here on the leg press, one of the things, again, we'd like to do just for the sake of brevity, she does the leg press here. Of course, then she supersets that with some hamstring work.
She's like all over the place. She can't even finish a couple of sets on one exercise. She's just like, that's not enough to cause any damage to the myofibrillar. Doing one set of 10 isn't going to do squat. Maybe if she was this was her first day and she didn't come to the gym for 10 years or something, maybe something there. But come on, man.
But then afterwards, since we've already got the leg press there, we've already got it loaded, we might as well do some calves, right? So she does,
This is a good video for big trips. Get it, Michellekorte670, get it.
toe presses on the leg press. Again, one of the great uses of a leg press slide. I'm a big fan of doing that.
Look at her. It's like a little, like less than even a partial rep. She just bends her knees a bit and then presses it. You're just like pushing something. I'm pushing on something.
Of using these.
You literally have to bring your legs all the way down so that the heels touch your butt, because you need to cause enough stretch to cause these micro injuries in the muscle fibers in the legs so they can regrow. They can repair them all a lot stronger. So then they become resilient from further assaults with the next repeated bout of exercise. Get it? Yeah. Whenever you come back after they've been repaired and remodeled, you come back, try to hit it. You're going to have to move for a bit heavier, and then you're still going to have to move all the way to the bottom of the, your heels have to touch your butt. They have to be rapid sets. The motions have to be rapid. They have to be really fast to cause this damage, and there has to be multiple sets and reps.
Leg presses to do calves afterwards. It's such a great use of the tool, right? It gives us something that makes it more versatile. Again, one of the reasons I kind of like these 45-degree leg presses.
The only thing she's doing is pumping glycogen in her muscle. That's it.
I came up on these way back in the day, over 20 years ago. I mean, this.
You did?
This is what I used in my routine to get my head and do calf raises.
She's going to do calf raises, okay.
In the day, some of my strongest squatters, we built most of their musculature on.
Okay, look at how she's look at her. Her foot is flat and she's pushing upward. What's that associated with? Concentric. The more concentric you do, the more sarcoplasmic hypertrophy you get, because you're adapted. She's not bending and going halfway up. It should be bent and going halfway up, not all the way up and then going halfway. Should be the opposite. Your toes should be facing your face, should be going downward.
He's like, we squat heavy, and then we came in.
See that? She's flat pumping up. She's not stretching all the way down to cause a micro injury to the fiber.
We use those leg presses. And so again, it's the same thing if we want to bring our legs up, and we're going to use those tools.
This is not bodybuilding. This is like endurance athlete lifting something, getting good at doing these exercises. Bodybuilders are not in the gym to try to get good at doing exercises or get good at doing this lift or anything like that, or I have to do full range of motion and all that. Bodybuilding is about causing micro injuries to your fiber so that you can regrow them bigger and stronger.
So we do all that, and then we get to her second upper body day, which will be the rest of this vlog. So pull-ups.
What pull-ups? Okay, these are good. These are good. Okay, but she's gonna do one set.
Same thing. We haven't been doing pull-ups. That's a travesty.
See, we haven't been doing pull-ups, so it's really hard for her now. You want to know why? Because she never got stronger. She never got strong. If she got stronger, if she built myofibulars and she got stronger, then when she came back to do these, she should be able to do them without having to practice at it. So this is based on practice adaptations, being good at moving, lifting yourself, doing this stuff. This wasn't based on muscular adaptations. She never got any, because if she did, she should be able to lift her body weight.
Right, because we had her at one time able to do 15 pull-ups. So we got to get back to that. So day 2, what's our...
Then it's not based on muscular myofibular strength. It's based on androgen receptor strength. Fake chemical, fake practiced strength.
Training look like? Decline.
She never got strong. She never got strong, and she never will.
Decline.
Insta360 end of season sales is now.
2, what's our training look like?
And client Michelle is getting old. And the older you get, the harder it gets to do that, to actually build muscle. Really does get harder. If you miss the mark, it's kind of too late. You should have done it when you were young.
Like, decline.
But you know what? A lot of people waste their time because I want to get stronger. They don't even know what getting stronger is. And then, oh my God, I went away from the gym and I got weak. You got weak because you never got strong.
Bench, decline dumbbells, right? Pull-ups, decline dumbbells. One-arm dumbbell rows.
Oh, yeah.
Flat dumbbells. So day 1, we do a little bit lower reps, right? We do lower reps, we do barbell work. We do flat bench, we do incline bench with a barbell, right?
Listen, you want to know what's good about this exercise? The majority of the motion on a decline is you get more eccentric than concentric. That's why you're doing a decline bench press. So a lot of people try to lift this thing up a lot higher. They want more decline, want more eccentric on the chest muscle. The majority of the chest muscle, it wraps around. It goes from bottom to top. So that's why this is probably the best exercise for building chest, a chest muscle, and getting stronger, because the more muscle you build in your chest, the more muscle you build in your chest doing the eccentric exercise on the decline will transfer to doing flat bench. It'll make you stronger. Yeah, because remember, you can handle more weight going down than you can pushing up. The whole point is to overload the muscle with weight, overload the eccentric portion. When you do that, that will cause, you've been untrained doing it, it will cause micro injuries to the muscle, which will cause it to grow bigger and stronger. Get it, dude?
Day 2, what do? We come in, we do decline dumbbells, we do decline flat. Again, we're working all these different angles. And again, I know for a lot of this, people would say, okay, so why so many angles again? Why so much volume? Again, number 1, we're alleviating boredom for her. 2, because she needs the conditioning. 3, because we do such high volumes for her, we do not want to risk overuse. So by rotating...
We don't run a risk overuse. We do such high volume because she's an endurance athlete.
Through these movements, if we're going to do this sort of volume, I don't want my lifters coming in. If we're going to do 18 sets for chest through the week, okay, I don't want them doing 6 sets of the same lift. All right, I just don't. Again, we're risking overuse. But in this case, we're doing barbells and dumbbells. We're doing flat work, decline work, incline work. Work all those angles. Okay, work all those angles. And again, we need that for her because her chest had been a weak link at one time.
Work all those angles, dude.
and that we have worked on. She hasn't been training chest as much lately. So again, I want to make sure we work all of those angles.
Yeah.
Then of course she supersets those with dumbbell rows.
You know, this is like the most baloney exercise. People just throw the weight for their back. This doesn't work, man. I'm telling you, the concentric exercise on this, throwing it back and forth, just doesn't transfer, man.
A lot of her stuff, what we're doing here is we do a lot of supersets with antagonistic muscle groups. Again, keeping that conditioning up, the heart rate up. I want people to understand, though, in her case, we do.
Look at this guy in the mirror. What's he doing? He's like putting his arms in front of him and like pumping himself out. Man, these people are silly. These are lifting slaves.
We use this as a conditioning tool, and we need to be clear, not everyone is going to be able to get away with this. Not everyone's wired this way. She's different. She's got a ridiculous work ethic, high degree of conditioning. We use this stuff to continue to maintain that high degree of conditioning because, again, it is critical for what she does. It's critical for her health. It's critical for her goals. All right.
It's critical for her health, critical for her goals? What are you talking about? What health? This destroys your health. What are you talking about? Especially if you eat a fake diet.
Then after that, we do some upright rows here, right? So we've got these upright rows done after we do the chest and back superset. So this is what we do for the shoulders for that day, right? So again, we change the movements up just a little bit here through the week. We change them up, and then of course we do some arms. And I put some arms in this one. I don't think I had them for the first part of the vlog there for the first upper day. So we start with a preacher curl, right? So we do a closed grip preacher curl with an easy bar. Again, working that whole lower bicep and brachialis. Again, great brachialis exercise. Again, we get that into the lengthened position. Again, one of these exercises I remind people do not cheat on, right? We cannot afford to cheat on it. Because again, this exercise, if you cheat and you try to go too heavy, it has a history of tearing bicep.
I've never met a person that hates themselves more than team client Michelle. To scribble all over her body, she must really hate herself to do this to herself. That thing around her neck, and I mean, I just don't get it, man. I don't see. Look, I know men, they go to the gym, they lift weights because they have nothing better to do, okay? They're not warriors anymore. They're not hunting. They're not doing anything in nature anymore. So they think, well, this is the warrior's way. I got to go to the gym because there's no wars going on. There's not going on out there, really. You know what I mean? But women going to the gym and scribbling on their body, lifting weights, it's, I don't know. Just, to me, it's just something weird. I don't know. Whatever.
But when used correctly, it is a phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal arm.
It's like the goal is self-destruction. Yes. Let me see how infertile I can make myself and accelerate aging. Another day of infertility for poor client Michelle. Jesus, man.
Builder, and it does have almost a unique stretch that you feel on it. Now, arguably that may be mostly brachialis. But again, in this case, we want some brachialis, right? We want some brachialis, we want some forearm. So we do that, and then of course we
Need
finish
some brachialis and forearm?
up with some rope press downs. So we did skull crushers for triceps on day 1. So day 2, which would actually be workout 3. So second upper body day, we finish up with rope press downs. So again, all this stuff has been worked from a couple different angles, and we do most of the stuff.
Why don't we see Blaha coaching her? Because I don't see Blaha anywhere coaching her. He's just talking on a video. She's doing all the exercises. He's talking over. Is this coaching? Does she have a microphone? Can she hear him? This is baloney, man.
On this day in about the 10 to 12 rep range, and you guys will see as we get towards the end of the week, we go up higher. So we start at around the 5 rep range, and then we end the week at around 15. So we have basically more of a heavy.
Notice how she brings it up and then she presses down. That's not the goal of the exercise. The goal of the exercise is not to push it down as hard as you can in the eccentric movement. It's to get the weight to pull. When you pull down, you want the weight to pull you up, but it has to be heavy but slow. to pull you up, so it causes the micro injuries. It's the eccentric portion, and it'll go in reverse. The eccentric portion isn't the down motion in this exercise. It's actually when the weight pulls on the muscle in the up position. So there's kind of a stopping. You're kind of stopping. That's what causes the micro injuries.
Medium.
That part when it's going up now. See that?
Lighter.
Look where she brings it. She brings it right there.
Okay.
Let's see how much higher she gets.
On
See, she didn't get high. You really want to move your body closer to the machine. Her body is all the way out. You want to bring the weight all the way up to your knuckle should be touching your shoulder area. It should be practically touching your shoulder and then bringing it down. And as the weight's pulling on you, that's where the eccentric portion comes from. That's where the damage comes. This is poor training, man. This isn't bodybuilding.
the upper lower stuff for her 3 different days.
See, look at that. She brought it up halfway there. You understand me? This has become an a concentric exercise. There's no eccentric. There's no eccentric in here whatsoever. You understand me? There's no eccentric. The eccentric is at the top, and you'd bring it halfway down. So from the top, you can bring it halfway down. But she's bringing it halfway at this level, and then bringing it down. That makes no sense. Look, see?
And this can
See that? She stops and brings it down. Look.
the end of part one of this week's vlog.
And she brings
All right,
it down
guys,
again.
That's really all I have to say.
That's not eccentric. Where's the eccentric portion? Where is it? It's all the way at the top when your fist touches your shoulder. You understand me? And then you can bring it down halfway if you want, and get the weight to pull on the what do you call it, on the tricep. That's the whole point of the exercise. Even if she did small partials where it was heavy enough and it was pulling her up, that would work a lot better. She'd just have to push the weight down a tiny bit and she'd still get a good majority of the eccentric. So this is bullshit training.
On that today, I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and
It
gals.
hasn't. He's not even training her properly. Whatever, man. This is not informative. I'll see you in the next video, bro. This is just failure. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you in the next one. But Blaha is just the poorest trainer I've ever seen in my life. Doesn't know anything about bodybuilding. Waste of time.